All right, so I just landed in Idaho, and I've already seen like 2 arcades here, which is kind of cool. Making our way over to Grinkers, but gonna head up the Airbnb first. But check it out, they actually had 2 arcade games. I mean, 2 arcades actually. So they have a Carrier Air Wing. The monitors look super crisp. I don't know who's responsible for this. Ellis Amusements, but looks good. Time Crisis, nice sound system, everything's working, monitors look good. A little bit of a buzz, but overall, really good. These are a little bit older games. And then upstairs they had newer games. They had like Jurassic Park, they had shooters like that. But Off-Road Challenge, love this game. Love all the like 90s Midway stuff. This is very, very cool. And they have a Rave Racer. I imagine that's like 90s. Looks like 90s. Just some crane machines, change machine, but that's pretty much it. But very cool to actually come to an airport and actually have 2 arcades. It's pretty cool. Oh, they got the linked ROMs. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, now it's time to go to the Airbnb and then head to Grinkers, right? So it should be fun. So, see you in a bit. Getting ready?
Nice and warm. Yeah, I'm ready.
What's the temperature outside?
It's like 10.
10. Okay, so it's been almost 90 degrees, or it's been consistently 90 degrees. And here it is 34. Oh my gosh, you can definitely feel the difference. Feels good though, it's crisp. It's like winter. Went from 90 degrees to 34. Feels good. All right, now it's time to hit up the Airbnb. Okay, so I was walking, just finished going to the brewery and was gonna go get something to eat. Had to have some potatoes here in Idaho, and was walking along and actually ran into this bar called Space Bar. Space Bar, kind of a double name, right? Space Bar keyboard, right? But it actually says Classic Arcade. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this and look around real quick, and then go grab a bite to eat. Maybe just do a real quick walkthrough and just kind of like a small like portion of the video for this. But yeah, it's called Space Bar, so let's go check it out. Okay, so I actually just walked into this bar downstairs, and it's actually pretty cool. Just do a real quick walkthrough since this is just kind of a surprise barcade that was actually downtown. I'm like literally a block from the Capitol. So let's just take a look at this place and see what they got. So when you first walk in, you have a the sign here, and you have pinballs. And so they have a Star Trek, Walking Dead, all like kind of newer pins. Iron Maiden, Black Knight. It's a newer Black Knight pin. So you have a couple of the older ones, and then you also have Rob Zombie. So decent selection of pins. Cool decorations. So they got like Oregon Trail. They got looks like Mario and Luigi, Dig Dug. So some of the decor is pretty cool. And then they have Moon Patrol. And it looks like actually the monitors are actually pretty good. Centipede. It's like just small graphics glitch there, but overall not too bad. Everything looks pretty decent condition. Dig Dug. Actually have a 720, which is actually kind of surprising. I kind of expect some of the other games, but not 720. We got a Frogger. Of course, you know, it seems like it's kind of a college town. There was actually a college like a few blocks down. So Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for all the 90s kids. This is another one that's kind of surprising. It's actually Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, so that's actually kind of surprising. And then over here, have actually a wide body. So you can see the grill there. It's some Mario Brothers. And then Donkey Kong Jr. They all look pretty good. Then actually a verse cab. I have Super Mario Brothers. So that's pretty cool. And then of course going with the whole like seems like college bar theme. Going with the NBA Jam. It's a 4-player. So that's pretty cool. Old school Rampage. 3-player. A lot of people say it with the arcade 1-ups. Asteroids. Tempest, so you got your vectors. Burger Time. You got Tron. You got Joust. One of the coolest things actually though is if you look there, we'll have to like go look, but the Joust is actually I'm sorry, not the Joust, but the Tron. The beer taps are actually Tron handles. So Neo Geo 2 slot. Very cool. Pac-Man, of course, with the wear. The wear that Pac-Man's always had. And then Galaga. And then a Miss Pac. And then, oh wow. It's kind of cute. It's got a little heart. Then they got a Street Fighter. But this is actually a 19-inch monitor. So this is a old school Street Fighter. And then they just have kinds of like retro games and stuff like that. Looks like they even have like, so they have comic books too. They got all kinds of stuff. Just all kinds of retro stuff. And then, I don't know if you can see it. There it is. So yeah, they got the Tron handles, which is actually pretty cool. Looks like they have Pong, which is kind of cool. I know, but overall, it's a pretty neat bar. Pretty cool. I like the lighting. I like the Halloween decorations. It's pretty neat. It's a nice little surprise, kind of break up walking around downtown. But yeah, pretty neat little bar. And we even got LED lighting under the pins there. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a beer. Just finished having dinner. Pretty tired because I've been up since what was it, like 3 o'clock back in San Antonio time, and now it's 7:25, but it's really 8:25 back home. I don't know, I'm just tired. It's been a long day. It's been a lot of walking and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and have a beer here, get a ride share back to the Airbnb, and then just see how it goes. I know Grinkfest is gonna be open till 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe rest up for a little bit and then head back out there, because I want to kind of network and get with people there and just kind of just hang out and say what's up and hello. So, all right, I'm gonna go have a drink and maybe enjoy some of these games. It's pretty cool. All right, so real quick, just a little side quest here, and then head back to Grinkfest for the main thing, the whole reason why I got here. All right, so see you later. All right, so today we are actually in Eagle, Idaho, and we are here at Grinkfest, which is actually one of the best arcades that I actually have ever been to. There's not only so many games, but the games are actually kept in really, really good condition. Everything from monitors to control panel overlays, even side art, everything looks really, really good. You walk in and it is literally like a mini Vegas. There's no windows, so you lose all track of time. But we've been here already for a few days and it is amazing. We played in a tournament, we didn't do so great. My brother did pretty good, but the arcade is amazing. As you can see, it's just really, really great quality games. A lot of rare stuff, frogs, for instance. Just a really, really cool place. So we're gonna go ahead and do a walkthrough through the whole arcade and try to see if we can actually look at every single game that they have here and just kind of just show everybody, you know, what this arcade's all about. And hopefully you'll be able to make it out here one time to actually check out this arcade. It's just an amazing, amazing place. All right, let's go do the walkthrough. All right, so the first thing you see when you walk in is actually the bar back there. And you actually see Tempest. And like I said, like the control panels and everything are so good. So the games are kind of scattered all about, so I'm going to try to do my best to kind of go through each one and try to figure out the best way to go about going to see all of them. But off-road, fun 3-player game. You got Rampart. Look, for the most part, everything is pretty clean. The monitors look good, everything. You have Dig Dug, classic, right? And then we have Joust and Zaxxon. I have a Zaxxon, but mine's actually not as clean as this one. This one's pretty clean. It's a super hard game. Joust is fun. And then track and field. And this track and field is actually on one of those pedestals. So it's actually a stand-up. Of course, you have the change machine. And then right here next to the door, you have a Sprint 2. Very cool game. And then you have a 3-player Super Sprint. It's fun. And look at the monitors. I mean, the monitors look great. I mean, very clean. Love the monitors. And then we have a hat trick. Nice bezels, nice everything. Let's see if we can see if we can reduce that oh nope. Trying to get the refresh rate. It's changed, but can't seem to get it. But hat trick. And then stunt cycle. I love these games with these unique control schemes. So I've been trying to play all that because everything else you can kind of play as a multi. It's pretty easy to play, but I try to play the non-joystick and button stuff. Keeps it fun. Then we have a Jungle King. I remember playing Jungle Hunt on the 2600. It's fun game. But there's a Jungle King. And then a Rockola Eyes. It's a very odd game, but pretty cool. And the games, for the most part, I mean, they're up and running. I mean, they run fairly well. I mean, we've encountered a few issues with like with some coin issues, coin jams, and stuff like that, but nothing major. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. And then I love this one, but I don't think the steering wheel was working for the front driver, but it's fire truck. So it's like 2-player, and like one person drives the front, one person drives the back. Super cool game. And on the back we have Berserk. Look at that joystick. Joystick feels good. Then we have Frenzy. It's a sequel. Pleiades. Vanguard. It's good. Then we have Tournament Cyberball 2072. It's a big old cab. Check out this cab. It's huge. It's very cool. I think Imran had one of these, if I'm not mistaken. Huge cab. I wouldn't know what to do with that. And then over here we have Bagman. It's all stuck on these high scores. Then Tetris. Alright. Altered Beast. Very cool. The Morphine Marquee there. This game was like legit, like back on the Genesis. Very cool. And then a Frontline. Has a very cool like controls here. Alright. Very neat. This one you don't see too often, iRobot. This is fun. I was playing this for a while. Very nice control panel. It looks good. I was playing this. It's a very good condition game. Super fun. And then Scramble. I was also playing this Airwolf. I was just a huge Airwolf fan. Back like in the 80s. It's basically just a helicopter. Actually, let me turn the light off. But just a helicopter, you're just shooting kind of stuff in the air. You have like 2 buttons. You have a air attack and ground attack, and you just basically shoot planes and helicopters, and then you shoot tanks and stuff like that. But pretty cool. And then Cocktail Galaga. All right, I think they have maybe 3, maybe 4 Galagas here. It's crazy. A Frogger with actual optional side art, right? Everybody knows Frogger. And then Commando. I'm trying to remember what I played Commando on. I don't remember if it was a Commodore 64 or what it was. It's a cool game. Kind of like Car Warriors, all that good stuff. Yeah, Pulsar. So I turn the light off. Kind of see this game. And this is like one of my favorites. Chicken Shift. Whoops. Get it without the light. But Chicken Shift. And basically, on this one you have like 2 buttons, right? So you have to control the blue side and the red side. And then there's these eggs that come down, that these chickens are laying the eggs. Let's see if it actually shows it. But chickens lay the eggs and they're going down these paths. Then you have to press the 2 buttons to kind of decide where the paths are going. It's a really, really cool game. I love all the Ballet Sentai stuff. All the Ballet Sentai stuff. So they have like mini golf, stuff like that. It's just like real fun stuff. Again, I used to play mini golf on the Commodore 64. Well, here's the game. So you can see like the chickens lay eggs here, and then you have to like decide like which way those things go, and then they have one on the other side as well. But super cool. It's a fun game. We have Shootout, and actually Chicken Shift was in the tournament, but they had to pull it because I think it wasn't showing the high scores or something. There's Shootout. I love all the bezels. Pot of Gold. I was playing this one. This is like kind of a quirky. This kind of reminds me of like Mystic Marathon or something like that. Love all these like really kind of like quirky games. I think I have a thing for like leprechauns and stuff like that. Canyon Bomber. Check these out. Check out these buttons. It's crazy, right? Look at that. Look at the coin door. Ally coin doors. Alright, let's see. What else do we got? Okay, we have one little cabaret that we missed. The Space Invaders Cabaret. These little cabarets are real tiny, so you can just kind of see how small they are compared to like a full-size game. Kind of tiny. And then over here you have Star Trek Pinball, Black and White, Upper Deck, and a Twilight Zone. And then have Ricochet. And then Twin Eagle. And then Sidetrack. The artwork. It's very cool. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Right, so you had Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. They're all kind of the same cabinet and whatnot. And then you have this one. It's a little different cabinet. It has like this kind of like pedestal thing going on. Pretty neat. APB. I love the artwork on this one. It's like super fun. And the actual graphics in the game actually look really close to the graphics that are actually on the bezel. It has a seat, which you don't really see. Astro Invader, my stern. Battle Zone, very cool setup, right? Kind of. Battle Zone's cool. This one's pretty neat. I actually hadn't ever seen this one. This one was a kind of a rare one for me. So it's called Subs, and it's 2-player, and you battle each other. And you have like this tiny monitor, right? And what you do is you're driving a submarine, and you have to find the other sub. But it actually like flashes on the screen briefly, or the bullets flash. So you just gotta kind of like track them down. You can kind of see that they were flashing there. But it's a really, really fun, cool game. I'd never played this one, and I was playing against a computer, but it's pretty cool. I like it. And it's just basically a wheel and torpedo fire. And it's just kind of like a wheel, like pole position, kind of. Centipede Cabaret with the lit up marquee. Capcom Bowling. Check out that trackball. Trackball's massive. Big old trackball. It's like a bowling ball, is it? It's like marbleized. It's pretty cool. Of course, Mortal Kombat. Everybody knows Mortal Kombat. Gorf. I've always wanted a Gorf. I think it is so neat. The graphics, the bezel. I also think it has a lot of staying power because it has like, it's kind of like a multi-game because it has like Galaxian and what is it, Space Invaders, I think? It has like all these different elements in it. That really gives it some legs. Super cool game. Cloak and Dagger. Very cool game. I haven't played this one here. I can't remember if I played it in Houston or where I played this one. I've played this before. I just can't remember where I played it at. We got Shinobi. Very cool game. Dr. Mario. Everybody knows Dr. Mario, right? And then Seawolf. So Seawolf's kind of cool. They even have like a modern Seawolf. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can see inside, but it has like this periscope. I mean, mostly everybody knows Seawolf, right? But they have a new Seawolf, which is kind of neat. Star Cruiser. I haven't had a chance to play this one, but I like the. Man, it's like metal. It's like it's legit. Okay, Atari Force Liberator. NATO Defense. I need to play this one. I haven't played this one yet. And then this is actually Seawolf 2. You see it has the 2 periscopes. Very cool. It's like this one's actually off. It's too bad. Road Blasters, Over Your Thumping. These Atari games, they have like amazing speakers. Like 6x9s or something. They bump. Super Punch Out. Right. No idea what Punch Out is, the 2 monitors, because Nintendo did not know what to do with all the extra monitors, so they created these cabs to kind of get rid of the monitors. And you have 2 tigers. Right. Cool game. Radius. Shooter. Aliens. I think somebody was looking for one of these. I can't remember. Fun game. I've beaten that one before. Rolling Thunder. And then this has actually been kind of one of our favorites, but it's called Junkyard. And I had never played this one before. But this one, it has like this, basically you press down and up, and you're controlling, think of like a skill crane. Hold on, let me see if I don't know, I think that made it. So you're basically controlling a skill crane, and you see the claw on there. And think of like those things where you get the plushes, but you control the up and down, and you control the claw mechanism, and then this actually controls the crane up on top. So there's a crane up there, and basically you have to pick up these metal, it's like these old metal kind of like Hot Wheels style cars, and then you have to throw them in the baskets. It's real simple, but man, that game's fun. It's like really, really cool. It's a super, super, super cool game. I had never played that one, and I thought that was pretty cool. Superbug, that stereotypical Atari wheel, right? Forgotten Worlds. Look at the artwork. Ooh. So it has real interesting controls. You rotate, so you can control your guy, and then you kind of rotate the shooting. Jack the Giant Killer. Again, I love the artwork on these games. It's like super classic. Starship One. This one actually has the space style controls. All right. You can see in there. It's kind of really in there. We got Stun Runner. Stun Runner. It's kind of a weird place to sit down, right? We have Barrier. Check out the controls for Barrier. It's like a kind of like computer controls. Then you have Jet Fighter. New York, New York. And then Donkey Kong Cabaret, Running Deranged Edition.
That's the boss of that thing.
Then you have a Kroll. I think they're working on the games here. Then you have a Neo Geo 2-slot. They're working on some of the games, and I think they're also trying to do some high scores. So I think they're checking dip switches and stuff. You have a Missile Command Cabaret. You have an Asteroids Cabaret. And then you have Warrior. The Electric Yo-Yo. Title game, right? It's on the, I think it's on the Zoo Q board. Let me give that game a shot. Pioneer Balloon. This game was in the tournament. I think it was. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it was in there. I was getting that one in, I think, Fantasy. Gunfight. I think one of the guys wasn't moving forward or up or something. But fun two-player game. Motor Race USA. Moon Cresta. This was in the tournament, and I cannot stand this game. I'm like terrible at shooters like Galaga and stuff. And this was like real close to like Galaxian. But I was just terrible. Anti-aircraft, really, really cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it has these buttons here. Right, and they're just kind of like the volcano buttons. And basically, you control the two turrets, and basically you're just shooting planes out of the sky. Really, really cool game. All right, let's see. I think they turned off some of these games because they're working on some stuff. But Congo Bongo, Three Stooges was in the tournament. Man, I was like terrible at this game, but I don't know. I just didn't like the theme. I didn't really like anything in it, but yeah, I just didn't like it. For some reason or another, I always want to get this game, and I know it's just not gonna have staying power. It just won't have longevity, but I really, really want a 1943, 1942. I just remember being at 7-Eleven and them having that, and it just brings back memories. Moon Shuttle. These games were working, they're just turned off right now. And then Marble Madness. And then over here you have a Star Trek cockpit, which is also off while they're working on this stuff. Flicky, super fun game. I was enjoying playing that one yesterday. Me and my brother are trying to go for high scores on that one. It's pretty cool. Mega Attack. And then Empire City. Empire City was actually in the tournament. Good game. Quantum. I'm trying to remember where I played this at. Where I played this before. Fun game. Really expensive for what it is, really. I mean, it is a color vector, but it's really, really pricey. Mr. Do. Check out that artwork. Super cool. A lot of people love this game. It's like a fan favorite. I like this one though. Alpine Ski. I don't know, I'm basic. But Alpine Ski to me is pretty cool. Play that one all the time. Gravatar. I like this game too, but it's just it's not a favorite of a lot of people. I like it. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's see what else we got. Zarzan, Cabaret, Tail Gutter. Of course, the control schemes. These are like the games that I like to play, where they have these really interesting control schemes that you just can't really emulate anywhere. Colony. Of course, Tapper. I think they have a couple Tappers actually. And I think the other one was having some like ROMs needed to be reseeded or something because it was like some. Oh no, it was actually Timber. But I do know that I think they have a couple of these Tappers. But I definitely want one of these. Tommy, I think, just got one. Black Widow. I like Black Widow. Very cool. Kind of reminds me of Robotron. The twin stick shooter. Fun game. And then Sinistar. Sinistar is just, it's brutal. It's rough. It's tough. I'm not a huge fan of Sinistar. I think my brother might like it, but I don't really like it too much. And some more pins over here. There's a Terminator that's off, but it was on yesterday. There's Pinbot. And then there's a game that I want. I want F-14 Tomcat. Just because I'm a huge fan of Top Gun and whatnot. So it's just one of those themes that I like. And then Earthshaker. Then you have a few Nintendos. You have Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3. So it's a whole trilogy of Donkey Kongs. You have Xevious. And then it was bumped because they had video pinball, but for some reason it just was not working. So video pinball is actually turned off. Video pinball is really cool. Like it has this kind of like, what do you call it? Like just artwork, and then it actually lays the image on top. It's really, really cool. So you can see everything. It's like a mirror. See it up there, and it goes down there. Really cool game. And then Wacko, of course. Cool cabinet, but when I actually play the game, I'm just not too good at it, so it's not high on my list. Miss Pac-Man Cocktail. Alright, very popular. Here's a track and field on the pedestal. One of my favorites. Warlords. Definitely want to get this game, but it's so expensive. Atari Football. Again, one of those huge trackballs. Right? This one's actually been off, so I think this one's not working. Ice Cold Beer. I think they have a couple of these too. Centipede. Hyper Sports and Track and Field. That's two of those. Then Demolition Derby. Very, very cool 4-player. Donkey Kong Cocktail. We'll move down this way. Oh yeah, here's the bar. Bars here, and they have like amazing sandwiches and whatnot. I love this game. This is Shoes. It's Super fun game. If anybody has one of these, let me know. I would love to get one. It's the best game to just sit at the bar top and just play. It's a really, really good time. And then now we have, let's see, we have Mappy with the actual like marquee, dedicated Mappy. Juno first. Space Dungeon. This place just sounds like an arcade when you're here. I mean, the games, the music, it's just a great environment. Gauntlet. I had one of these. Got rid of it. Space Demon. It's kind of a more rare one. Look at that. These controls. Crazy, right? Defender. Bubbles. I love Bubbles. I love the artwork. The artwork I think is just so funny. The nose, the hands. The game's fun too, but the artwork just gets me. Then when you die, it just kind of makes fun of you. So like, nah. It's like, yeah, it's just awesome. All those arcade 1-up people who bought Rampage, this is the actual real thing. It's freaking taller than me. It's a big cabinet, super wide. You can play up to 3 players. So you can kind of see like the width of Bubbles and the width of Rampage there. So it's just kind of a size comparison. Rampage is a pretty big cabinet. Not the biggest, but pretty big. And you have a punch out, right? Doing the 2-monitor thing again. Monaco GP. It's a tiny cab as far as size compared to some of the other ones. Rampage and Punch Out. Punch Out's a big cab too. It's real tall. And then Darius. This is a very cool game. And the cool thing about it is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a monitor there. So there's 2 monitors on the bottom, and then there's a monitor up top. And they're using a mirror to like kind of combine the image. So we'll see if the game starts playing here. Come on, game. But it actually uses the 3 monitors to kind of create like one, so you can see how it just kind of goes across. So it creates a super wide field of view. So they were doing widescreen before widescreen, right? Okay, so this one's super rare as well, I believe. Not necessarily just missile command, but a missile command cockpit. Well, check this out. I mean, look at that. It's like a very narrow cockpit, right? It's really narrow. You get inside and it's like a little place, like by yourself. It's kind of cool. Cuber. Right, a lot of commons, Miss Pac-Man, and then Moon War. I think they were working on trying to do a high score on this one. Phoenix, a lot of rare, not rare, a lot of common stuff. Pac-Man, we got Breakout. This one was in the tournament. I was telling people, because a lot of people didn't know why this was a black and white, and I was like, well, yeah, it's black and white. It just has like gel overlays. I don't know if you can see, but the gel overlays from far away, it makes it look like color. But that game was hard. I was terrible at it. Space Duel. I need to get my Space Duel up and running. Circus Charlie. I would love to have one of these. I mean, it plays fairly well, like in the multi, but I'm such a fan of this game. I wouldn't mind having it. Another Frogger, Lunar Lander, with the very custom controls, right? And then Simpsons 4-player, Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles has been down. I don't know what's I don't know what the deal is on this one. This one actually has the right joysticks. I think the other one just has some micro switch joysticks, but this one actually has the real ones. Spider-Man, X-Men, same thing. I think it has the good joysticks. Yep. Street Fighter Championship Edition. This reminds me of an arcade. Just hearing the elephants from Dalzim stage. That's what reminds me of an arcade. I don't know why. You have an E-Dot. So you have environmental discotron. The game is super neat. So you can see you have like a little seat that you sit down on, and then it has like all of this like black light. So you just kind of glow. And the sound on it's really cool. It's pretty neat. Then you have a regular Tron. Not to say that Tron's regular, but everybody kind of knows Tron. Super expensive game though. Everybody wants a Tron. 10-yard fight. Football game, right? Super cool. Elevator action. This is a game I need to dedicate more time to. I haven't dedicated enough time to this one. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. This is another one I need to play. Astro Blaster. I wonder if this is the game I'm trying to get. There's a game I'm trying to buy right now. This sounds sort of like it. I need to go look it up. Zookeeper, another game that's like really expensive. I am terrible at this game. I need to get better at this game. I played it so much and I just can't get good at it. Star Castle. It's another one with an overlay. Karate Champ. A lot of the little toy arcades. They started making some of these Karate Champs. Moon Patrol. Golden Axe. Okay, so this one was in the tournament. I had never played this one before. And this is Skydiver. It's like a really cool game. I think I've seen this one. I think FunSpot has it. But I hadn't played it. And like I was forced to play it because of the tournament. And it has basically a jump button, and it has these handles that you pull, and then you basically move the parachute like left and right. And you have to look at the flags, and that determines the wind. And you also can spell out Skydiver up here, but it depends on when you press the jump button, and it corresponds to. Hold on, let me turn off the light. You just can't see it, but it corresponds to when the letters lit up on the marquee. So the marquee is actually playing part of the game, or it's being a part of the game, which is kind of neat. I mean, because usually the marquees are just kind of lit up, but this one you actually look at the marquee in order to play the game. And when you light up everything on Skydiver from up here, then your points actually double. It's really cool. I must have spent who knows, 10, 15 bucks trying to get better at that game. It's really cool. There's Journey. I haven't even played it. It looks great though. It's a good looking game. Really looks nice. But I haven't played that one. Then you have Red Baron. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go through this arcade because there are just games everywhere. Galaxian and a couple more Galagos. So I think that makes 3 Galagos now. Gyrus. Have this one. Fun game. R-Type. We need to get better at R-Type. This was one of the games that were actually in the competition. And my brother played for like, I don't know, it seemed like 20 minutes. And then I played for 5 minutes. And I almost got the same score he did. So we do not have this game figured out as far as trying to figure out the scoring. But it's a rough game, but I like it. I mean, it has that like 4-way, yeah, it has like that 4-way Nintendo kind of style, like Donkey Kong style joystick, but which is not necessarily buttery smooth for a shooter, but nonetheless still cool. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we have Space Zap. This one was in the tournament, and I did not get a chance to play this one. So basically, you go different ways here, and you can fire. So you have to aim, and it gets really hectic. It's really fast, and this is one of those ones with the overlay. but pretty cool. Asteroids Deluxe. And so the deluxe version has, of course, that black light effect in there, so it looks like stuff is floating on the screen. And then we have Robotron, or as I always like to call it, Robotron. And this was in a partners tournament where one person would actually move and the other person would have to fire. So you'd have to play together as a team, which was actually pretty fun. And I definitely want to do that for the next tournament. Speed Freak, it's not on. Empire Strikes Back. All right, with the Yoke controller, Arcade 1-Up is supposed to be coming out with one of these. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see how they do that. I was thinking about buying one just to try it out. Pole position cockpit. And then you have a Star Wars cockpit. These things are ridiculous as far as price. Super, super expensive. But cool games. 1942, so this is the other one. And I can't remember if it was 1942 or 1943 that was in the 7-Eleven. But based off of my age, I'm probably going to say 1942. Excuse me. Tubing. That nice waterfall marquee. So I actually have this game. I traded Centipede Cocktail for a tubing from Mark Schilling. And the only thing that it was missing, it had a flat panel and it was missing the medium res like most of them are. But I would love to get a medium res for it. Armor Attack. Look at the vector. It's like so bright. Let's see if we can even like try to expose for that. Those vectors, I mean, if you haven't seen one in person, you definitely have to, if you're kind of new to the hobby and you haven't seen a vector game, you definitely have to see one of those in person. I mean, it's just the way, how bright it is on the screen. Avalanche. Switch this way. This one was in the tournament as well. So 720. I actually did not get a chance to play this one. There were people playing this one like non-stop. Different people. There wasn't anybody like really hogging the game, but it was just always someone on there. All right, so Mario Brothers, wide body, right? Fortress. This was in the game, and it was pretty fun. And let me see, I'm gonna go ahead and switch this off again. So you have these cannons, and you have these ships, and they're basically shooting cannonballs. And you have to use your cannons to kind of, I guess, kind of deflect them or to make them explode. And you use these controls here. So you control the 3 cannons, and basically you're just trying to defend your castle. And I want to say it's time, if I remember correctly. But it was a fun game. It was one of those games that was challenging, trying to get better at it. Then we have Double Dragon. Very, very cool artwork. I've always thought about this game, but I think I'm more of a Final Fight guy. But then even then, it just seems like it would get repetitive after a while. Star Wars Pinball. Just more pinballs. Xenon Comet, Whirlwind, and Cyclone. Whirlwind has that little fan on top. Then we have another Missile Command. This is the upright. It's kind of like the more popular Missile Command. And then we have Space Firebird down here. It's a cocktail. And then Timber. So Timber was not working last night. It was having like an issue. Looks like it's working now, so maybe it just needed to be reset. And then Polaris. And then Sega Hang On. Tiny little seat. Want to definitely play that. Rally X. And then the fun fact about Rally X is that they actually thought this was going to be a big hit, bigger than Pac-Man, because they both came out around the same time. Pac-Man took off and just kind of took all the attention as far as being a popular game. And you have Dominoes. And then Nibbler. Fun game. Basically like Snake on your phone. But it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun as an arcade game. Cockpit Omega Race. So it has this really nice depth to it. It's kind of hard to see on here. It's kind of hard to see on video, but it's cool. And then Carnival. I like Circus Charlie. Bosconian. And I always get those two confused. I don't know why. But Circus Charlie's the one I like. Crash. Reactor. Fun game. I'm terrible at it, but it's really, really fun. Quartet. 4-player. A little bit smaller cab though. You know, they managed to put 4-player by kind of just angling the control panel. Orbit. Check out all of these buttons. Isn't that just intimidating? Left, right, thrust fire, hyperspace. It's kind of neat. Monster Bash. Amador. You might be able to hear Space Ace in the background. Space Wars. It's another one of those ones with a very interesting kind of like PC buttons. Old school game. Make Tracks. Pretty common. Crazy Kong. Check out the artwork. It's awesome. I like the artwork. And then this was in the tournament. This is Drag Race. It has a button. I think this side wasn't working. I think the shift wasn't working. So it was hard to play without blowing your engine. So we ended up playing on the second side. Versus Goonies. Bandito. I actually didn't get a chance to play this one. This was in the tournament as well, but I actually did not get any time on this one. So I gotta try that one out. Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure.
Everybody knows Dragon's Lair, right? Laserdisc games. Space Ace. These games, I mean, they look so cool, but I am just terrible at them. But I love the way they look. Atari Basketball. Time Pilot. It's a fun game. I've had a chance to buy this one, but I just don't know if it would have staying power. But it's definitely fun to play. Uni Wars. Look at these buttons, it's crazy. It's just not your traditional style buttons. I just love that stuff. Same thing with the basketball. Atari always had these gigantic trackballs. But I don't know, super cool. First Ice Climber. The Pit. I remember this being my buddy Manuel. His dad had a laundromat, and they actually had a Rosstown in there. And I just that's kind of like my memories of Rosstown. I always thought like the animation and everything, just like he looked like awesome, looked like Conan. I don't know, brings a lot of memories back. Stratovox, currently off. Then you have Biplane, Super Pack, and then there's another ice cold beer just sitting over here. And then some more pinballs. So you have High Speed, Black Hole, Cue Ball Wizard, and Time Machine. Okay, so here's a game I would love to get. And I know it's like in the 16-1, but I love this game. It's Puyan. Really, really cool game. Shoot a video. So, Puyan is just one of those games. I don't know, I just think it's like really, really cool. It kind of has like that, to me, that Bubbles vibe where the joystick's kind of like right there, like nose/mouth. Wild Western. This one was actually in the tournament. And you're basically riding a horse, and you have to shoot all these other people riding a horse, and you can change direction and then push down to shoot. It's cool. Attack scan. Blue shark. Blue shark is so cool. Look at that. Your controller is a spear. Isn't that neat? I like shark games, but I like sharks, so. But yeah, so you're just basically shooting sharks. You have Cheyenne, Roadrunner. All right, let me go back this way so I can get these games. You have Spy Hunter. You have M4. It's one of those mirrored deep games. You have Clowns. My brother loves this game. Satan's Hollow. I cannot stand this game. I know it's popular. I know a lot of people. The thing I like about it the most is the side art. I don't know if you can really see it. It's kind of tight in there. The side art's real cool. Radar scope. And then it's like slither up and down. Looks like they're off for right now. I know they were moving things around because of the tournament. Boot Hill. Cool game. I wish this one was on. It's a cool game. Steeplechase. I'm trying to remember if this was in a different area. This game is super deep. It's one of those very mechanical games, but you basically turn this and basically it's like a, what is it? What's it called? I'm trying to play like a water spout or whatever, and it controls that, and then you have this is controlling that there, and basically what it is there's a marble that comes, a ball, like a pinball, and it falls and it comes down, and then you have to kind of balance it and without it kind of falling off. But apparently you can like jump and make it go to different point values, but it's pretty neat. Definitely want one of these. Very cool. I like all this like weird stuff that you don't see. Lock and Chase, Magic Sword, Thief. Look at the artwork. Everything's such a good condition. Super Contra, Burger Time. I'm looking out for one of these too, so if anybody has the lead on a Burger Time. Depth Charge. Depth Charge is a cool game. Ugh. Let's see what else we got. Blueprint. I think these may have been moved around because of the tournament. Then Warp. I think that's the reason why they're way over here. Alright, Sega Turbo. Donkey Kong. It's actually in a red cabinet. Route 16, Route 16. Can't how you say it. Arkanoid, Revenge of Doe. And there was this guy on this game, like, constantly. We didn't get a chance to play it. Archive Warriors, right? Has those joysticks that are actually kind of expensive and hard to come by. Galaga 88. Oh, let me get these last two over here. I said Burger Time, but I missed Pac-Man Cabaret. Xenophobe. Isn't this arcade just awesome and it's just huge? Stargate. I'm gonna have to count these games after I'm done. Or somebody count them for me. Oh yeah, you can see like how they turn them on and off. Right, there's like little power strips everywhere. It's kind of, just imagine this many games trying to turn them on and off. Mad Planets. Hard to play anywhere just because of the control layout. Mad Planets is pretty cool. Another Neo Geo playing Metal Slug 3. This game is so cool. Frogs. If you've never played Frogs, and basically you're gonna go left, right, or hop, and then use a tongue, and you're basically trying to capture flies, dragonflies. But I like this game. It's super cool. Crossbow, another Exidy game, just like Cheyenne over there. It'd be cool to put like a multi-kit and be able to play Chiller. Ghosts and Goblins. Looks like it's blind right now. I'm trying to hear if it's on. I thought I heard it. I think it's playing blind right now. Ghouls and Ghosts was working too. These were both working. So that just tells you how much it is to kind of keep up this arcade, that games go down and then you have to go through and try to work on them. Shoplifter. Intruder. Mousetrap. Check out these controls. This is so cool. I love stuff like this. Tutankhamun. This one also, I want to say was working last night. Wizard of War. Poor Popeye. It is not with the rest of the Nintendo games. There's no love for Popeye. Kick. Check out how small that cabinet is. Isn't that crazy? Kickman is just so small compared to everything else. And then Steel Talons. Especially when you compare it to this cabinet. Look at how massive this cabinet is. And then you see it next to that. Jump Bug. This game's actually really fun. This one was in the tournament. Let's see, what does this say? Oh, it's the, what do you call it, tax license. I was seeing what that was. Side bike. Almost done, I promise. And then this is a race driving. And I think they actually set a world record on this last night. Check that out. I don't know if you've never seen one of these, but like the seat goes in like that and then it comes out so that way you can sit down in it. If you haven't seen one of those before, it's kind of neat. It's pretty cool. Then you have Assault. Assault is very much like tubing. It's kind of this like narrow profile cabinet. And here's the second tapper. It's crazy. I just want one. They have two. Tunnel Hunt. Look at how far that screen looks. It looks so far. It's like way down in there. It's using mirrors or whatever to get it deeper. Venture, the game that's known for the gigantic joystick. Look at that. It's just very well joystick. It's crazy. So that's Venture. Then you have Eliminator. Starhawk. Vector game. Definitely like cool controls. Mortal Kombat 2. I think this is already like the fourth Galaga, I think, right? It's like a cocktail and now 3 uprights. Crystal Castles. Gaplus. These are all pretty common stuff. Fantasy. Fantasy was in the tournament. Rockola game. Really, really cool. It's a fun game. Basically, girlfriend gets lost, gets kidnapped, and then you're trying to go on this adventure to go rescue her. But fun game. Rip-Off. Back, they were using a lot of buttons to move instead of using joysticks. Mango. Cutesy little penguins. Verse Baseball. And Space Encounters. This one, I saw some posts where they were posting about this because I've never played this one. But supposedly, like when you're playing it, like the inside, like flash. Oh, there it goes. It's flashing. So I wanted to give this a shot. Go ahead and try it out. And then Looping. Paperboy. Now we ran into Jake and Linda on the very, very last game, and it is Food Fight. I showed Jake this game last night, and I think he took a liking to it. I want a food fight, so I can put it in the kitchen. But that's it. That is the walkthrough of Grinkers in 2019. And that's pretty much all the games. Oh, wait. I stand corrected. I never did these. Whoops. Okay, so we have Millipede. Sorry, it wasn't done. Night Driver. Versus Super Mario Brothers. Map Mania. Look at that. This arcade is so big, I left stuff out. Kung Fu Master. And now I think this is the end. Super Cobra. This was actually in the tournament, and I am terrible at this game. I want to say the guy that was playing this was like a world record guy, and he just killed it. He was playing forever. And then he was just like, it wasn't that good. Okay, so now, let me see. Let me just double check, right? This was, yeah, Xenophobe. Okay, so now, that is actually all of Grinkfest. And it is an amazing arcade, so if you ever get a chance, come check it out. This is 2019, and that was your walkthrough for Grinkfest.